Hello, hello, welcome to bite-sized session number 5, Finding the Tonic. Marvellous. Now, before I go any further, I would like to say a huge thank you to all of you out there who sent me private messages to say that I could find the tonic next to the gin. That's lovely to hear from you, really truly lovely. Not terribly helpful in this instance, but I do enjoy hearing from you, so thank you very much. Moving on, the tonic I'm talking about is the musical tonic, guys. Okay, so first of all, actually a little bit of housekeeping. If any of you enjoy what I do tonight, please head over to www.vocalvista.com, where you will find my huge sight singing course, online sight singing course. Check it out. There's a 14-day free trial that you can sign up to. Don't need your credit card details. Marvelous. And also actually head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/vocalvista, because there's lots more free information there. Okay, so we are going to get cracking with Finding the Tonic Part 1. I'm calling it Part 1, guys, because this is rather a large topic, and so I am going to revisit it in a couple of weeks' time. Right, where am I going to start? First of all, I need to explain to you what the tonic is. I know some of you out there are fairly advanced sight singers. That's fantastic. There will be something for you to do later on, guys. But there are a couple of you out there who've actually specifically said to me, help about finding the tonic, help. So this is what this is aimed at you guys. I mentioned the word tonic in bite size number 3. So if you want to, check out bite size number 3, the video where I talk about the tonic and I talk about all the other names given to the notes. But what I will say to you now is the tonic is the strongest note you are going to be pulled onto when you're listening and therefore reading music. Okay, a sight singer picks up a piece of music. They do their routine for reading. That's something I'm really hot on, guys. Your routine for reading. Get into a structure so as you don't get nervous when you pick up a piece of music. First thing you do is read the clef. The next thing you do is read the key signature. If you've got no sharps, no flats, you could be in C major or you could be in A minor. But if you've got chords of C written all over your part, you think to yourself, you know what, I'm in C major, great. Then you carry on with the time signature, you carry on with rhythms and notes and everything else. But what you need to hold on to is the moment you hear the backing that you're working with, whether it's a band, whether it's an orchestra, whether it's a pianist, whether it's a string quartet, whatever the backing is, you're in C major. So you are listening for the chord of C major, your key chord, but most importantly, you're listening for the tonic note. It can also be called the keynote. Some people call it the keynote, the key chord and the keynote. Some people call it your root note. Some people call it home. And I'll explain about it a little bit. You'll kind of understand why it's called home a little bit more. But basically, you need to start listening for this note. So if you've seen you're in C major, you need to start listening out for C and looking for C's on your part. Why is the tonic so important? Because it's your reference note for everything you will then sight sing. Singers can't, we don't have the luxury that instrumentalists have of playing an instrument, either a piano, pressing down a key, or a violinist putting our fingers on the strings, flautist playing. We don't have that luxury. We have to pluck our notes out of thin air. And our reference for that plucking of our notes is our tonic note. So if you've read the key signature C major, then you think to yourself, the tonic note, the strong note my ears are going to be pulled onto is C. I am looking at C's. I'm looking at C's in my part. I know what that note sounds like. And from that reference point, I can find all the other notes that I need to sing. And you need to hang on to that note as much as you can in your head as you're going through the piece of music, because that will be your reference for the whole of the piece of music. Now, often singers will say, oh, can you give me my starting note? That's something you hear so often. And ideally, what I'm talking about tonight means that you won't need to ask for your starting note, because you will be self-sufficient and you'll be able to find it yourself. Now, your starting note won't always be the tonic, but if you've listened and you can hear the key chord and you can hear your key note, your tonic note, think to yourself, I can hear that. I can hear C. My first note I'm singing is E. That's dead easy. It's just the next note up in the chord. I'm fine. I know my starting note. Now, I am going to show you a slide. You're going to see a slide below me, and it's just the scale of C major. And the reason I've written this, guys, listen, there's no real music that goes along with tonight, by the way. This is about your ears. Your ears are part of your instrument. They are part of every musician's instrument, not just a singer, but especially for singers. Your ears are part of your instrument and they need to be trained. They really do, just as much as your eyes need to be trained for sight singing. So this is about training your ears. I've written the scale of C major, and what I've done actually is write tonic on that C, bottom C, and tonic on the top C. Now, if there's any other Cs, if the sopranos were singing that top C up there, gosh, I can't hit that note, but I know there's tons of sopranos out there who can. That's the tonic as well. Tenors, you're singing this note. Some basses out there I know can sing that bottom C. I know a couple of you can. They're all the tonic note, and you hold on to that to find all the rest of your notes. Okay? So let me just have a little bit of fun with you. Let me play you something. Or let me make you sing something. What I want you to do, I want you to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Okay? I'm going to give you 2 bars counting. Generally, everything I do will give you 2 bars counting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, and. Now, I am hoping you all went, twinkle, twinkle, little star. I'm hoping you did that. How did you know what note to start on? One of the reasons you knew where to start, you started on the tonic, guys. And one of the reasons that most probably every one of you out there came in with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is because you're familiar with it. You're really familiar. Listen, sing the last 2 notes of this phrase. Oh, I'll play that again. That wasn't terribly good, was it? Okay, I'm hoping you went. Bam, bam. How do you know that? Because you're used to it. You're used to hearing it. I could have played that in any key and you could have sang those notes. The point I'm making here is familiarity. Familiarity will really help you when you come to find the tonic. You have to practice finding the tonic. It's not something that comes easily to everybody. I know quite a few of you who are watching this have said you find finding the tonic tricky. I understand. It's not an easy thing to find and to do, picking out the tonic. You have to practice. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why it isn't easy. Twinkle, Twinkle, I played you. I gave you that as an introduction, and then I asked you to sing Twinkle, Twinkle. Easy. Bam, 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 bam. It's a simple tune. We all know it. Plus, I played a really nice little basic introduction. Now, in the real world, you very rarely get something like that as an introduction. You'll get something more confusing. I'm going to put something on the screen now for you. Okay, I'm just going to play this. It's just a little bit of a riff. Okay? Why would that be tricky when I'm trying to find the tonic? Because I am playing a little melody. Do, 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 do. I am playing a little melody and your ears will be pulled onto that melody. And actually, to hear the tonic, what you need to do is peel away that melody and listen for the tonic underneath, because my melody didn't start on the tonic. If you hear that, and you think to yourself, oh, there's my tonic. No, it's not. The tonic is dum, dum, bum, down to the other chord. There's your tonic. So it can be tricky trying to find the tonic because you've got this melody that's hiding it Okay, and another melody that can hide it, another slide you're going to see is why is it tricky to hear the tonic now? Because my top note is C. I'm not going to get into the massive theory of it, but I'm a whole tone away from the tonic. So my kind of prominent note is that, and you need to be singing, that is the tonic. So it's hard. It's hard. Again, the way I voiced that chord, you can be listening to something and the voicing of it just won't let you peel it away to find the tonic. Another way that things can be made difficult when you need to find the tonic is if you're working with a piece of music that's got a riff over it. Think anthemic Coldplay stuff. Here goes. So if you hear this, you'll think, where's the tonic? Now, this beautifully leads me in to a point I want to make, that if you're one of those people that can pick out bass notes, perfect. Because if you were able to hear my bass note there, there's your tonic. Bum. It's a brilliant technique to use to find the tonic, is listen to the bass. Now, it's not the only technique, because I know from experience teaching that if you are not used to listening to notes in that register, if you're not used to listening to notes down there, then trying to repeat that note bum, in your own register can be tricky. Again, if you practice it, if you put on tracks and listen to your playlist and try and sing the bass line, it's fantastic practice. I'm just going to keep saying the word practice throughout the whole of this session, guys, because this takes practice and therefore it takes a little bit of time. So tip one, listen to the bass notes and try and use them to help you find the tonic. Now, this is why it's tricky finding the tonic, because you could be working with a track that is distracting you. Someone gives you a piece of music, you read the treble clef, then you read one sharp, and you see lots of G major chords. You think, that's great, I'm in G major. I'm just going to listen out for the chord of G, and then I'm going to pick out the tonic note. And then an accompaniment starts, and you think, well, I can't hear anything. I can't hear what's going on in there. That's the type of thing that happens, okay? You're kind of all confident and smug with your music, and then the backing starts and you just think, ah, not a chance, I can't hear anything. Okay, so this is why you have to practice. Now, I have written an exercise for you. And it's quite an interesting exercise. I'm going to explain it to you. And when I explain it, it's going to be a little bit crazy, but it does work, okay? What I've done is I've written 5-bar phrases. There's drums, there's bass, there's guitar, there's a little bit of percussion, there's a piano playing chords, and then there's a piano playing little melody riffs. And the riff goes on for 3 bars, and in the first 2 beats of the 4th bar is just the drums and you sing the tonic. And then on beats 3 and 4, the tonic comes in to check you're correct. Then in bar 5, I change key. And I go off in another key. And you think, oh no, what's the tonic in this key? The little melodies will all help you. Some of the melodies start on the tonic. So you just think, you hear that note's quite strong. Some of the melodies start on the 3rd or the 5th, but the melody always finishes leading you onto the tonic, and you have to add the tonic. Okay, it's just a simple little exercise. It's not simple at first, okay, guys? So if you fall over, if you trip up, that's absolutely fine. What I want you to do is listen to the chords, but more importantly, for the first time through especially, try and listen to the melody. I haven't done it terribly loud, but it's there. Try and listen to the melody and let the melody lead you onto the tonic, okay? And I'll explain a bit more in a minute, but we're going to have a go at the track now. So here goes. I'll talk you through it a little bit so that I can explain what's happening. Okay, let's have a go. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. nice and gentle. There's our first key chord. Ooh. Yes, got it right. Changing key. Where's my tonic gone? Yeah. Brilliant. I was right. It's changed key again. Where am I? Were you there? Did you get it? Let's change key the next time. Yeah. How did you get on with that one? I've changed key again. Yeah. Excellent. Now listen to where the melody is pulling you. Hey. Well done. Well done. Now where are we going now? Yeah. Well done. Now where's the melody going now? Yeah. Okay, well done guys. How did you get on with it? I hope you enjoyed it. It's a challenge. Now that last note, I sang it down the octave because I wanted to say to you guys, I write exercises all the time and I don't stand a chance of putting everything in everyone's key, the right key for them. So you be prepared to sing a tonic, anyone, like I showed you, there was 2 C's, 2 tonics on that first piece of paper I showed you, first slide I showed you. You be prepared to pick the tonic that's most comfortable for you. Never force your voice. Never force it. Never be uncomfortable when you're singing, okay? Especially something like this. You're meant to try and enjoy it. Now, how did you get on? I hope you managed to catch a few of the tonics as you went along. We are going to do it once more, okay? I am not really going to talk through this version. You're going to have another go at it. This is also excellent practice for when you need to train yourself to change key. You're in the middle of this big West End production number that changes key and you're thinking, I can't hear the key change, I can't hear it. Oh boy, you're practicing your key changes now. Okay, listen, let's have another go at the exercise. I'm not going to talk as much this time. I'm just going to let it run. I might give you a cue when to come in, okay? But I'm just going to let the exercise run. Here goes. Okay, I hope you're doing okay at the moment. Okay, listening. This is a nice one. Well done, well done. This is a tricky one. Okay, hopefully you got that one, and this is the last one, guys. Okay, well done, well done. Trust your ears, trust them. Listen, listen, listen and think, you know what, I'm getting a bit better at this. I'm going to trust that my ears are going to lead me on to the right notes. Use your ears as part of your instruments, as I say. Now, there is another slight variation of this. Basically, what we've just done on that version, I've been leading you on to the tonic. I've been helping you get there. So after 3 bars of listening to a little melodic riff, you can find the tonic. That's not unheard of. You might get an introduction to a song that's 8 bars long, and so you can listen to the introduction, listen to what's going on and think, is it ever going down to the tonic? I think it is. I think I can hear it. I want to sing that strong note, the tonic. I want to go home to the keynote, all these phrases, all these technical terms for it. And so listen to it and think, yeah, there's the tonic. One of the big things is to listen to your playlist. I'm going to say this again at the end. Listen. Don't listen to complicated tracks. Please don't go away and listen to John Coltrane or anything crazy. Maybe listen to a bit of folk music. Maybe listen to some fantastic Dolly Parton tracks, some country tracks, just because they tend to be more straightforward chord progressions that you stand a chance of hearing the tonic in. Listen, listen, listen. Now, for those of you out there who've got slightly more developed ears and sight singing skills, I am going to move this on a notch. Those of you who are more entry level, who found what we just did then challenging enough, please stick at that level, please. If you don't get the groundwork and the basics really strong, then when you're put under pressure, you're given your music, you read the key signature, you have to start listening for the key note, for your tonic note, you might well crumble. Do some really strong work on that exercise I've just done with you guys. But what I'm going to do now, for those of you that are slightly more advanced, I want you to sing the tonic on the 3rd beat of the 1st bar. You've got 2 beats to hear it in on the 3rd beat. You'll get the idea. I'll work with you. The first one's easy because we get 2 bars of the key chord, and so you can hear it, so you can come in on beat 3. Let's do the exercise once more. This time I'm going to work with the slightly more advanced sight singers amongst you. The more entry-level sight singers, you stick to what we did before, okay? Here goes. Let's try it once more. Here goes. So this first one's fairly straightforward. So coming on the 3rd beat. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get it? Yeah. Okay, this is a challenge. Yeah. I'll let you do the next one by yourself. That one's fairly straightforward because I start on the tonic note. Hey, yeah. I came in on 1 then, sorry, I was showing off a little bit, I didn't mean to. Yeah. Hey. How are you getting on? Yeah. Okay, and this is the last one. Yeah. And finally, yeah. How did you get on? Oh, that is a bit of a challenge, guys. That's something for you to work on. This exercise is going to be, well, the whole video is going to be on YouTube tomorrow. And this exercise is actually going to be in a little separate video. They all are. All the exercises are in separate videos called In Context, okay? So you can practice either version. You can either watch the video again or just check out the exercise. What I've done there is ask you to do something that's a lot more demanding, to lock into that tonic note much more quickly. As I say, this video is actually aimed at more entry-level sight singers and singers that need to really pick up the standard of their listening skills. So you guys, please do not try that second version. Just don't do it, leave it. Just practice the more straightforward version, guys, and get that really solid. Now, I think I've mentioned everything I want to say, but I just want to add that you've got to listen to your playlists, because you have been singing along to these songs on your playlists, most probably for years and years and years. And people say, I don't know how to practice to find my tonic. You've got material there. You've got songs and you've got material that you've been listening to for years, whether it's a song from Hamilton or whether it's Dua Lipa's latest release. Listen to it. Sometimes the production on tracks can put you off. I totally get that. Sometimes the arrangements are just not helpful. And if you're working with a track and the arrangement isn't helpful, put it to one side. And just think, no, that's not working for me. I need to find a track that's a little bit more obvious. Not your twinkle, twinkle, not block chords, no, but something that's just got a little bit more support for me to find the tonic. Don't forget to try and sing along to the bass lines. If you're the type of person that finds that useful, that type of little tip, try and do that. Sing along to the bass line. Listen to it and think, where is it? Where's it going? Obviously, don't pick a huge funk track for this, because the bass line will most probably be going all over the place and going wild. Pick your tracks with care. So, yeah, pick them carefully, guys. Give yourself a chance. But something that's just a little bit more obvious with the bass line, maybe try and hook into that, okay? Right, what have we learnt? What have we looked at tonight? I've told you what the tonic is. If you pick up a piece of music and you're sight singing, it's got 3 sharps and there's lots of A major chords all over the place. You say to yourself, I'm in A major. You might be in F sharp minor. Music doesn't always have chords, but you'll soon hear whether it's major or whether it's minor. If it's major, I'm in A major. Straight away, the moment the track starts, you're listening for what's the strongest chord and what's the strongest note, the tonic you're being pulled onto, as we were pulled onto in that exercise. Think to yourself, that note there, that's A. Okay, my first bar starts with A down to E down to A. That's easy. That's just the chord. I'm just singing A down to the chord, 5th of the chord, back up again. Great. I know where I am, and I'm going to hang on to that A as much as I can all the way through this piece of music, because that's my reference to find every other note I'm going to sing. That's why key signatures are so important to singers, because that's telling you what you're listening to, and it's giving you your reference notes, and then the track gives you your reference note, okay? So the tonic is your reference note. So you're not going to be the singer who says, can I have my starting note, please? You're going to be the singer who says, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm listening for. I've trained my ears. Can it be difficult? Yes, it can. So if you find this tricky, don't beat yourself up. You need to work with material that helps you and supports you. That exercise I gave you to do, hey, it's quite tricky. Ooh, don't get me wrong, I'm modulating. Modulating means changing key, okay? I'm modulating all over the place. I'm trying to push you a little bit. So take it easy. You might be the type of person that says, you know what, I'm just going to try the first 4 phrases, because doing the whole thing, I'm getting overwhelmed here. I'm going to try the first 4 phrases and make sure I'm happy listening to that. Listening to the melody, being pulled onto the tonic. And then next time through, I'm going to think, yeah, I can hear the tonic in the first bar as well now. I can hear it. Open up your ears, guys. And work on that exercise. Things can be distracting, but also try and, when you're listening to your playlists, peel away anything that's distracting and think, what's underneath it? What's the harmony? Yes, I can hear a great guitar riff going on, but that's not really helping me with the tonic. Not really. I can hear the tonic note in there, but I'm going to listen to the chords underneath just to make sure. Okay, now I'm going to do a part 2 of this. because I need to give you a bit more work to work on. Next week, however, is chromatic. I'm going to leave it for a couple of weeks until I do part 2 of this. Next week, I'm going to look at some chromatic movement. I've been asked to look at chromatic movement, so I'm going to do some chromatic movement. This is for the more slightly advanced sight singers, so I'm going to look at that next week. Okay. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, you head over to YouTube and check it out. Watch it again if you need to. Also, check out the exercise. Really think about checking that video, the in context exercise, and working with it. Even if you're a good sight singer, do what I did. Try and come in on beat 3 as soon as you hear the key change. And then when you're getting really comfortable, think, you know what? I'm going to come in on beat 2. And then I'm going to come in on beat 1 because I can hear the chord progression. I know where it goes. I've used the same changes every time I've changed key. So you could get a bit of familiarity about yourself, about it. The same chordal pattern. Obviously not the same chords, but the same chordal pattern every time I've changed key. So you can get a bit of familiarity. So head over to YouTube tomorrow, our YouTube channel. Do click subscribe, guys, and when you click subscribe, click on the bell as well, because then if you miss one of these Facebook lives, you'll get notification every time I post a video. I've got a couple of more bits coming up, actually, quite exciting bits. So do click subscribe and do click the notification bell. And if you enjoy this, and if you enjoy sight singing and you really want to improve your sight singing and you're looking for a way to really get to grips with your sight singing, please do visit vocalvista.com and check out my online sight singing course. There is so much material there for you, taking you from the very beginnings of sight singing through to a professional, it's a massive course, guys, through to a professional level of sight singing. So do check that out if you fancy it. And like I say, there's a 14-day free trial. You can sign up for that. I hope you've enjoyed finding the tonic. I will most probably after this video take a few of you up on your suggestion and go and check out where my gin is hiding. But in the meantime, next week will be all about chromatic movement. I'll be doing a few different bits of chromatic movement. And in the meantime, guys, take care. Bye.